So it's been a while. But I'll tell you guys the details of why I left in a video in the future, because right now I'm still not comfortable to talk about everything that has happened in my life in the last 6-7 months hiatus I've had. I hope you guys can just understand and give me some leniency, but today I want to talk about addiction. So during this part of my life that I've just gotten out of, I got really addicted to smoking and drinking. Maybe not so much drinking, but more smoking and vaping. And that entire cycle kind of ruined my health. It ruined my brain. It's ruined pretty much most things I had going for me at the moment. Well, at that moment. What the frick are you doing, dude? And I feel like I want to spread awareness of how dangerous it is to actually smoke, drink, even just a little bit, even when, it's like one puff, one drag, one sip, just how impactful that can actually be for you. So I'll start off with how it all began. So I went through this particular experience in the last 6 months that left me traumatized and in pain. Usually how I respond to pain, trauma, I would, go into the gym, get my life back on track, do all that. But it was a little bit different this time. I don't know if it was because the severity was a lot worse than, what other inconveniences I've had in the past. Or it was just a circumstance of me being old enough now to smoke a cigarette and, it not be illegal, or drink and it not be illegal. So I bought a pack of smokes. Me and my fiance, and we would just sit in the car and we'd use it to chat. When I first started getting addicted into smoking, it was only like a couple a day here and there. But I could start already feeling the effects to do with my lungs, my heart, my brain. I started getting this weird feeling in my head that I just had so much pressure in my forehead. And I knew just how much it was damaging me, but I kept doing it because it became a coping mechanism for me. And that's why addiction can become so lethal, is if you let it take hold and become just that coping mechanism for whenever you feel sad or stressed or whatever the hell it is at that point in time. It can ruin progress in everything. Because just for smoking, you don't have any mental clarity, you can't think straight, your health is just thrown into the bin. You can't run as long, you can't run as fast, you can't play a sport as well. You start noticing changes at work, at how much this is actually affecting you. But I feel like so many people my age are just openly doing it and accepting it as a normal thing and acting as if it's cool. It's a quick intermission. I'm so sorry if the camera angles changed or anything. My phone decided to say, your storage is full. So, yeah. When in actuality, I don't think smoking is cool at all. It's nice to just light one up when you feel like it and just forget about all your problems and just let the moment just be. You don't have anything else in your mind. You're clear of thought. And I can understand how easy it is to get addicted to that. Because just escaping from your reality for 5-10 minutes is nice. It's great. But, you know, I don't think to become the best man, I don't think that's how you want to do things. You want to come face to face with reality. Because if you keep running from reality, when is anything in your life going to change? Nothing fixes itself by running away from the problem. You can't solve a problem if you're not trying to solve it. It's hard. I do believe that addiction is very, very hard. But we can't just, as a society, as men, we can't just let this weakness seep into our generation and take it over. Because that's what's happening right now. You know, the new generation, we so openly consume and enjoy drugs and push it on others to try. You know, and I'm not even talking about the harder stuff right now. I'm just talking about alcohol, cigarettes, and vaping. And they're still extremely damaging. Look at anyone who's been smoking for the last 60, 70 years of their life and drinking on top of that. They're probably dead. They probably died way before that. Some do live, even with drinking and smoking, to be like, what, 100, 80, 90. You know, they live a good life, but they're still gonna have some sort of health issue. And I don't want that for me or for you guys. I want us to be better. I want us to stand up and speak about this, because it's such an important topic to get across to everyone and the younger generation, so they don't make the same mistakes we have made. You know, at the end of the day, addiction is when you're addicted to something, you're becoming a slave to it. And it's a very hard thing to think about. And if you think about that, you know, if you're addicted to gaming, drugs, sex, it's all the same. You're becoming a slave to it. You know, I think the only way to actually get out of addiction is through God. But that's whether if you want to believe that or not. I think you should. Yeshua HaMashiach, Joshua the Anointed One, or in other words, Jesus Christ the Messiah. I believe in Jesus, and I'll openly admit that. I'm not saying that you guys have to. What I'm saying is make the wisest choice in your brain. If that is to believe in a God, look at the evidence and see if God is worth a shot. If it's believing in anything else, whether that be spiritual or not, do that. I'm not going to say that wanting to believe in anything else other than God is a bad decision, but it's your decision, and I'm willing to accept that. As long as you think it's what happens. But yeah, you know, addiction is a very powerful thing, and I feel like it's taken a lot of youth by storm and just destroyed them. Oh, is that a bird or something? So one thing I want to leave you guys with, just as a little question to bring this all together, is what are you serving? What's your master? And are you happy about that being your addiction or your master and being a slave to that? If not, how do you intend on fixing that? For anyone who's gotten this far, thank you. means a lot to me. Hopefully I've given a little bit of insight on something that is a very hard topic to talk about. But yeah, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.